Hey guys, it's me Sylvia, back with another video. I am back in my room, back from LA. We're back in the regular routine. Feels good. Today's video, we're gonna be testing out all e.l.f. makeup. You guys know I have a series on my channel where I test out super high-end luxury makeup. I'm talking YSL, Marc Jacobs, but you guys have been requesting a lot of affordable brands too. So I thought it'd be cool if we do another series where I just do very affordable makeup brands as well. So today we're starting out with a full face of e.l.f., but let me know down below what you want me to do next. You want me to do Maybelline, CoverGirl? Give me some suggestions so I can continue the series. I have so much e.l.f. makeup to test out for you guys today. Some of them I've tried before. A lot of them I tried to get a lot of new products. There is nothing over $10, which is insane. But before we get started, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, all you have to do is click the subscribe button down below and you'll be subscribed. I drop 2 videos a week and you don't want to miss out. Now without further ado, let's start testing out this e.l.f. makeup. So I'm gonna start out with one of their face primers. This is the Poreless face primer and it's like a pink shade. They had a ton of other face primers that are all like specific to different skin needs. One is like for blemishes, it was tinted green, so it'll probably help with like redness and stuff. Another one was meant for like hydrating, I guess if you have really dry skin. A face primer is most effective when it definitely is suited towards your specific skin needs. So it's pretty awesome that they have such a wide variety of face primers. You'll also notice that it has this little new banner on there. I tried to get as many of the products that have that as possible. e.l.f. has been reviewed on YouTube a bunch of times, so definitely thought it'd be more entertaining for you guys to see some of the new stuff that they're coming out with. Oh yeah, so this one definitely has more of like a matte silicone-y feel, and that definitely is what's gonna help with making your pores look a little smaller. I actually used way too much and I only used like a half a pump, so a little goes a long way. So next up is their foundation. I got their oil-free flawless finish foundation. It says it's a lightweight formula for even natural coverage, helps conceal imperfections, blemishes, discoloration, and under eye darkness. Reapply as desired or at least every 2 hours. What? They want me to reapply it every 2 hours? I don't know about that. I also got a bunch of their brushes. So I'm gonna go ahead with the foundation brush that I got from them. It's like a buffing brush. Very nice. Feels very soft. They only had 3 shades in this foundation from what I saw at the store. There was porcelain, sand, and something else. I forget what the other one was. It was a little bit darker than this. I got the shade sand. I have no clue if it's gonna match me. Whoa! I like barely pressed the brush down onto my forehead and you saw all that redness is just gone. So it's not a matte finish, that's for sure. It's kind of like a satiny or even a dewy finish, which doesn't look too great with the texture on my forehead, but I'm kind of feeling the coverage right now. So for a sand color, this is still kind of light. I was expecting it to be more like for an olive-y type skin tone. It's matching my face color perfectly because I don't tan my face, but my body is just not gonna be matched. Okay, I'm gonna see if it's buildable now on my blemishes and my acne areas. I actually really like this brush for applying the foundation. It's buffing it in really quickly. Okay, so this is about 2 to 3 layers. I'll admit these are pretty giant breakouts, so maybe I'm asking a lot of the foundation. It didn't completely cover, but I'm still pretty impressed. So the foundation is completely applied. It definitely is buildable to more of a full coverage, which I really like, especially in problem areas. I will always just put a few extra layers to help cover them up. It is more of like a dewy finish though, for sure, which I'm a little skeptical about because I have oily skin and it shows off the texture on my forehead and my nose. This also has SPF 15 in it, which is really nice for the summertime too. They only had 3 shades at the store, but you're telling me you only have 3 shades foundation? That can't be right. Good thing I checked online. I don't know why the drugstore I went at only had 3 shades of this flawless finish foundation. They had way more shades to choose from, so I definitely could have found my correct shade. This is like the second lightest shade you can get, which I need a little bit darker, but it's not terrible. We're just gonna deal with it. Don't focus on the shade of the foundation. I'll let you know about the formula and how it wears at the end of the video. Let's carry on. So now let's go in with some concealer. I have never tried this concealer. It's literally just called concealer. I got it in the shade ivory and beige because I wasn't too sure. Why is it absolutely pink? I'm confused. It's pink, you guys. Ivory, aka pink, or what? That's full on like an under eye corrector. That's not a concealer. I'm so confused. They're gonna have me looking crazy by the end of this video. Let's try the beige shade of this concealer because clearly the ivory is just like a salmon color and I need something. I need more than that. So this is the ivory and this is the beige. Why don't I go in with the ivory as kind of like a color corrector because your girl has some dark circles she needs to get rid of. Let's rebrand. Let's name it color corrector. I'm just gonna dab that out with my fingers. Now I'm gonna go on top with that beige shade. This shade looks exactly like my foundation color. So we're not gonna have a very bright under eye, but we'll still get a feel of the product. It feels very, very creamy and like the same kind of finish as the foundation, you can tell. well. It's more of like a dewy finish. I'm just gonna blend that out with their pointed foundation brush, I think is what they called this, but I feel like it's good for concealer because it's pointy and fits right in there. Okay, so concealer's on. It feels very creamy, very lightweight. It gives you more of a natural look. I personally prefer something more full coverage and matte. I find it works best to hide the discoloration and the bags underneath my eyes. So now I'm gonna use their under eye setting powder. It's in like this tiny, cute little container. It's actually so small. I'm a little concerned it'll give us flashback, but we'll definitely test that out. I'm just gonna dip this brush right into it. I'm actually really liking their brushes so far. I'm just gonna set my under eye with this. I'm gonna try and bake like I normally would with my Laura Mercier powder. So while my under eye is setting with the powder, I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face with their mineral pearls in Natural. The multicolored pearls blend together to help mattify your skin. Formula helps condition and hydrate the skin for a soft, silky feel. I poured the pearls in. I'm just gonna swirl my brush in there. Now let's just set my face. So that's actually helping to darken the foundation a little bit. Are these kind of bronzy? Too much color. So these definitely have some color to them. You gotta kind of be careful, otherwise that will happen. It actually makes my texture on my forehead look even worse, so I don't know about that. I'm gonna try using the little puff that it comes with just for the sake of testing the product out. I feel like that's just gonna stain. That wasn't blended very nice. Okay, no. I definitely don't recommend using the puff that it comes with because it just doesn't pick up the product evenly and it'll just go on very patchy like that. But even with the brush, I don't know. It's not my favorite. It's kind of making the foundation look a lot more cakey and still like making my blemishes stand out that much more. So this is a no for me. The most disappointing product so far, I would say, and it's actually one of the more expensive ones, so weird. So I just quickly dusted over my own face powder just because I wanted to give the foundation a fair shot, and that mineral powder was not making it look good at all. It also helped the foundation shade match my body a little bit better. So now I'm gonna dust off that translucent powder underneath my eyes. Did a good job setting the concealer. You can see it's completely mattified it. Okay, I would say you want to be careful with this one. Really make sure you're dusting it all off, because I'll show you the first picture I took is this one, and you can see it's a little bit too bright underneath my eyes, so you can tell there was powder there. But then I went and really dusted it off and like pushed it into my skin, and this is the picture I took after that, and there's no really flashback here. So I'm gonna say that it does pass the flash test, but you want to really make sure that you're dusting it all away and pushing it into your skin, and then you're fine. So for how affordable this is, I'm gonna say it's Sylvia approved. It's a decent loose setting powder. Just be careful when you're using it. So now I'm gonna just apply some of my own powder underneath my eye to help brighten and give a little bit of extra coverage, because I have to go somewhere after this, so I'm actually trying to have my makeup looking on point. But I'm still telling you guys what I like and don't like about each product as I'm doing it. For the weak points, now you're seeing how I would fix them and make it work. So this is the Studio Fix powder from MAC. I'm gonna hold off on the face. We're gonna do the rest after. I'm gonna move on to brows. I'm using their gel and powder eyebrow kit. So it actually even comes with this tiny little applicator. I am definitely not gonna use this. It's just too flimsy, and I know for a fact that this is not what I would use for my brows. I'm gonna go in with one of their other brushes for your brows. So one end has a spoolie and the other has more of a dense angled brush, so that's gonna work a lot nicer. I'm just gonna use the gel on the end tail of my brow, and I'll use the powder at the front. So brows are done, and I will say for $3, I think is how much this was, totally worth it. You can definitely create some pretty bomb brows with this. Now we're moving on to eyes, and I have their eyelid primer, and I'm gonna use one of their like flat shader brushes to blend that in. It's very lightweight. It says it's sheer though, but I wouldn't say it's sheer. It's kind of got some color to it. Like super, super white, you know? The eyeshadow primer's on. I'm just gonna set it with some leftover powder on this brush of mine. It kind of helped to shape my brows a bit too. Moving on to eyeshadow, I got their Need It Nude eyeshadow palette. It has an assortment of like shimmers and mattes. Now this was the most expensive item that I got, but it was still like $10. Let me just swatch one. And that seems to be pretty pigmented, so wow. So I'm gonna use their pencil brush here to just highlight my brow bone with this white kind of matte shade here. So there we go, just highlighting my brow bone a bit. You can also apply that on the inner corner. So it actually is pretty pigmented. It's a little bit chalky, but I think that's just this shade because it's so white, you know? So now let's use their blending brush for my crease. I feel like the only kind of crease shade you can use is this one here, because the rest are either really dark or shimmery. So we're gonna just go in with that kind of pinky mauve color. Mauve. I never know what to say. Is it mauve or mauve? apply that right under that brow bone highlight. The shade is so similar to my actual eyelid color that it's not really showing up too much. So crease color is on. I'm gonna move on to this deep dark shade here, probably mix it with this one right here. So this is actually going on really nicely. I'm doing a few layers to actually get it to be like super opaque, you know, and pigmented. I'm just bringing that color on my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna use their Makeup Mist and Set spray. I'm gonna use that to wet my brush just like I would with Fix Plus. I'm gonna go in with this beautiful shimmery gold shade right there and apply that right all over. Woo! Okay, I'm liking the shimmer shades a lot better than the matte shades so far. They're just a little bit more pigmented. You don't have to layer it as much to get color to pay off. So I'm just gonna clean up the sides here. I'm just going in with the foundation to do that. So I'm done with the eyeshadow. All I had to do is just really go in with many layers. I wet my brush a few times with the spray to really get the pigment, but the shimmer shades are beautiful. If you're using this for maybe 1 or 2 colors at most just to wash all over the lid, that's all you need, then this is perfect for you, and it's really affordable. So it just depends on like what type of eye looks you want. If you're trying to do something crazy smoky like this, it's gonna take you all because you have to build it. Moving on to eyeliner. The brush is very pointed so I can get a nice sharp wing. Very jet black. Liner is done and I really like it. It was super jet black, very easy to do a sharp wing because the brush is so pointed, and I like that you can just dip when you need a little bit more product. All in all, a really good liner for such a cheap price. Moving on to their mascara, I'm using their Volume Plumping Mascara. It says it's a new formula. Let's try it out. So I'm a few coats in and it seems like I have to kind of build it to get them really dramatic. Not bad. I'm not blown away, but not bad at all. It kind of just coats your lashes, makes them a little bit longer, but doesn't really add too much volume, which is what it says it does. So time for lashes. So I grabbed their Winged and Bold Luxe Lash Kit. They seem to be very fluttery. So I'm just gonna throw these on and then I'll let you guys know how they feel afterwards. So lashes are on. They feel very comfortable. They're easy to apply. The band wasn't an issue. And yeah, all in all, they're actually really nice. So now I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face. We're going in with their brand spanking new contour palette right here. So you're supposed to be able to highlight and contour with this thing for only like $6. That's crazy. Why does it look like somebody swatched it? Did I buy a used palette? Whatever. We're gonna go in with this dark contour. I'm gonna take that right in the hollows of my cheeks with their sculpting brush. Probably would work really well for cream contour. A little muddy. I'm gonna switch my brush to what I would normally use, this just big fluffy brush. So that definitely helps to get rid of like the patchiness. So I think that brush would be more well used with like a cream contour. Now I'm gonna kind of just mix these 2 bottom shades here and do my forehead. It's actually giving me a really nice bronze. I'm gonna try using this to brighten my under eye a little bit. So contour, bronze, I did some highlighting under my eye. I'm not gonna use the highlight for the cheekbone because I have something else I wanna try for that. But I'm gonna say this is definitely Sylvia approved. It was only like $6. It did a pretty good job. You just have to be careful with how you're applying it. I found that a fluffy brush for contouring is the best way to go to avoid it getting muddy and all that. Now I'm gonna highlight using Moonlight Pearls. Look at that, it looks beautiful. I was told I have to kind of scrape off the top of it to get the pigment. You guys kind of told me that in my comments last time I used this one. I didn't give it such a good review last time, and you guys told me that's because I was using it wrong. So let's try it again. This time I'm just gonna scrape off a little bit on the top and try and get the most pigment that we can out of this thing. Woo, that's beautiful. You guys are right. That highlight is popping. Look at that. Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. Now I'm gonna go in with blush. I have a blush palette from them. Look at all those blushes. We have so many to choose from. I'm gonna kind of mix these 2 top shades. And there's this nice big mirror in this too, which I love. And it's still so compact and like super slim. It doesn't give you too much pigment right off the bat. It's very subtle, but you can build it to become as intense as you want. Personally, you guys know I like my blush to be subtle, so I really like the formula of this. This contour definitely got a little bit too intense using the really dense brush that I tried using from them. So I'm gonna try and soften that up a bit. So my face makeup is all done. Now I'm gonna wrap it all up using their finishing spray. It's their Makeup Mist and Set. So because I used so much powder on top of my foundation, this should help to kind of melt it into my skin. I like the spray on that. Kind of smells weird though when you use a lot of it. Now for lips, I wanted to use one of their lip palettes because you get so much in just one little palette. Like look at all those colors, right? So I wanted to see how the formula was for you guys. I think I'm gonna go with this baby pink shade. It even comes with a lip brush, which is so convenient. Ooh, do you guys see that pigment? Oh my god, you guys, this is actually so pigmented. It's like a thick enough formula that it's not gonna move around on you, but it still gives you a little bit of a shine. So good on E.L.F. They definitely nailed this palette. So that is a full face using only E.L.F. products. You guys, I was very impressed by most of the products. The only thing I was kind of disappointed by that I really didn't like, probably will not be using again, is the mineral little powder here, but that's okay. I mean, there's hits and misses just like every brand, just like every video that I do. For the most part, E.L.F. actually really surprised me. Let me know if you guys have a favorite E.L.F. product. What is it? Comment down below. And if I haven't tried it out, I'll definitely want to try it. And that's basically it for today's video. If you guys missed my most recent upload, make sure you click the box down below to watch it. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, just click the bubble of my face in the corner of the screen and you'll be subscribed. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.